Well, it's 6:30 a.m. and welcome to Port Augusta. Just a sensational part of the world. There's a power station here. It spews warm water into the top of the Gulf, and with that warm water comes some sensational kingfish. I'm about to go for a wander, walk down the boat ramp. I'm going to hook up with a guy called Pfeiffer. He's a kingfish guru, and I just can't wait. I love these fish. I love this place. It's going to be a cracking day. There's a slight zephyr blowing here, and the thing that concerns me is there's actually 6 boat trailers at the ramp already. Now, it's early on a Wednesday morning, 6 boats, that means people know these kingfish are on, and kingfish, they're scared of boat traffic. This is going to make it very, very difficult. We actually snuck down during the week hoping it might just be us, so it's going to be tough, but we will try. I can see my man Lubin here. Well, after a nice stroll through Port Augusta, I found my man down the boat ramp here. That's where you find a good fisherman, by the way. Pfeiffer, is this wind going to be an issue?
I don't think it will be, Paul. It'll be blowing across the channel, so I think the Kings should be happy about that.
Now, over the last 2 weeks, how many kingfish have you caught at Port Augusta and poppers?
I think we're up to about 21, so it's pretty good.
Now, see, that's just being selfish. I just want 1. Our skipper for the day is Daryl Khan. He's the man. Just give us a kingfish. 1 kingfish, please. Let's do it, mate. Morning, Dazza. Morning. I've got to say, Lubin, it's not the sort of place traditionally you'd think about catching big fish. What is it about the power station and this little inlet?
Oh, it's definitely the hot water that brings them in, I think, yeah. Whether it's the bait that brings in or they just like being warm.
I don't mind a warm spa myself. Now, there's steam coming out of that big stack there. Why is there hot water? How's it generated?
They bring in coal from Lee Creek and they burn the coal, put the seawater through, and that makes the hot water and turns the turbines.
So the steam turns the turbine?
Yep.
Which gives us electricity?
That's exactly right. It gives us kingfish too, which is good.
Well, now we have the waiting game. You can see we've tied up and we're just going to sit and wait until we see some kingfish actually present themselves. Normally when you go fishing, you put a line in the water and you're sitting there waiting for a bite, but this is sight casting. With our poppers ready, when we see fish break the surface, we're going to cast straight to them and try and get a bite. It's quite unique actually. We might sit here for 5 or 6 hours and do nothing, but let me just say, when it happens, all hell will break loose. Well, while we're sitting here waiting for these kings to appear, I thought I'd run you through the gear I'm going to use today. A magnificent Shimano Sustain 10,000 reel. This reel is one of my favourites in the whole Shimano stable. It's black, it sticks out beautifully, and what I love is this massive power handle, which is just perfect for cranking these big poppers. 50-pound fins braid. I've gone with fluoro orange so I can actually see it on the water's surface. And the rod, a Shimano Terez. This thing is rated 40 to 100 pound braid, and the action, extra heavy fast. That is one serious stick, a beautiful outfit, should be able to stop almost anything. There's a massive dark patch of fish coming towards us. You can actually see them, and they're coming towards us, so let's hope they slowly come this way. And I assume, Lubin, they are kingfish.
They're definitely kingfish, Paul. Let's just hope that they don't turn and go back before they get in casting range.
Now the reason we're not getting any closer is because this rope and buoys, this is actually the state limit. This is what you cannot go past. That is no man's land.
Oh, look at the tails coming out.
Oh, that's power station land. Oh, I can see kingies, so we've just got to sit here and hope they come towards us. Oh. This is insane because So these yellowtail kingfish are taking surface lures. They think this thing's a garfish or something skipping across the top, trying to get away. So the lure of choice today is a Surface Bull 150. It's made by Yo-Zuri. It's a beautiful lure. It's been around for a long time and it has stood the test of time. It's got the cup face there, so it actually bloops the water out. Beautiful body shape, and actually sits just like that, ready for its next attack. Some massive rings, some big 3/0 eagle claw hooks. That will hopefully do the damage on these beautiful fish. Oh, that wind just got up as I belted that out.
Oh, you're in, you're in.
Him.
You'll be in, for sure.
Yes!
Nice!
Yes!
Woo! Oh!
How good is that? That is just incredible. The first cast that went far enough, I got a bite, and how's the way those fish come over?
Oh, they're so good.
You know what I love, Lubin? Apart from you, I travel a lot, right? And a lot of people promise me a lot of incredible things fishing-wise. And I love when a plan comes together. And Lubin, you said, let's just tie up, let's wait for the fish to come. As soon as you can cast that far, Paul, you'll catch one. And guess what? Lubin doesn't tell lies. Now, I'm always scared to say this, but is this fish coming a little bit too easy at the moment?
Yeah, it is. It'll wake up.
Thanks for the tip. She's a very, very clever fish. I'll just try and steer him down and use the rod to your advantage. I can put the rod in the water like that and just try and bring this fish back to where I want him. There he goes, look at that, he's come back and I can see my fish. What have we got here?
Oh, beautiful.
Look at that. 50-pound fins braid, 60-pound instinct leader.
And one beautiful Port Augusta kingfish.
And it's funny, this is the state line, that's no man's land.
Yeah.
We can't take the boat past there, but we're allowed to cast past there, is that true?
Yep, I believe so, Paul. I believe so.
I believe so, I love it. Don't worry, I always say it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
That's right.
Oh.
He just doesn't want to give in, does he?
Now we're just going to try and grab this fish by the tail. Got him? I hope so. Oh. This is a pretty picture. That is a cracking yellowtail kingfish from Port Augusta. I've got to say, Lubin, I love when a plan comes together. Now, did you not have a bit of a bathe with the towel?
A little bit.
This morning?
I know. Nothing like getting covered in kingfish juice, though.
It's good. All good, and what a fantastic plan. We came, we did, and as soon as those fish got to where we were, bang, we're in straight away, eh?
Hey,
mate,
that's awesome.
What is it about kingfish that floats your boat?
Oh, the fact that they hit the lures so hard and they fight so dirty, they're a great fish. God, they're good.
Just incredible fish. I love my kingfish. We're going to put this guy back, even though I wouldn't mind a bit of a feed. I've got to say, Lubin, you rock! Oh! Well, this is such an important fishery, and I love kingfish so much that we've taken the time to swim this fish. Every time you've seen a close-up, we've been swimming this fish, and you can tell, because look at that, he's actually swimming in my hand there. If I just let go, he's going to cruise away. And there he goes. He is off to harass some bait fish, and I feel very sorry for those little bait fish. This popper I'm using is a Yo-Zuri 150 Surface Bull. I gave it a few casts before the fish rocked up just to see the best technique for it, and believe it or not, working it slow, I get a much better bloop and much better action. So it was really good just to have a bit of a test run before the fish turned up. When they did turn up, it was beautiful. I just popped it in there, worked it nice and slow, and they just crawled all over it.
So I'll run you through the leader setup I'm using. 30-pound braid to a monofilament leader. Albright knot seems to be the best knot that I like to use. Double the braid as you're tying the Albright knot for a bit of added strength. 2.5 metres of leader, so that when you're casting it doesn't cut your finger, and it also adds for a bit of added abrasion resistance.
So Luba, this is pretty unique, just sitting here waiting for fish. But as we've seen, it works pretty effectively, doesn't it?
It's a really good way to fish. You don't have the stress of getting live baits in the morning and thinking that if you don't have a liver, you're not in the game. So a couple of poppers and a sticky and you're away.
And isn't it good to think that lures can outfish live bait?
Oh, it's been good. Like for the probably 45 kings that have been caught here in the last couple of weeks, I think 2 on live baits. So
that's just staggering and so good to see. Now, what is it about fishing that floats your boat?
Oh, well, kingfishing's pretty good. Like just the fight and being out in the outdoors and stuff, I reckon it's all pretty cool. Yeah,
but I had a
challenge.
I had a quick flick through your iPhone before. Some special fish there. Tell me about that big king.
Big king caught down the coast. That was a pretty special fish. We waited around for, I think, 3 days for that fish, and when they finally come through, I think it was about 100 pounds, so what a cracker. Yeah.
His head looks like a peanut sitting above this fish. And Murray cod, what's the biggest Murray cod you've caught?
I think we've caught him to about, say, 150 pound, 160 pound. So really
160 pound?
Yeah, really big ones. Almost too heavy for 2 people to lift, so.
How long's a fish that weighs that much?
Probably about the metre 50, metre 60 mark, yeah, something like that.
That's just hard to believe. And I believe you've actually represented Australia for fly fishing.
I went and did the World Championships last June over in Slovenia, so that was quite special, and I've also done the Commonwealth Championships twice as well. So.
Now, all of that is just simply amazing, but the one most important question, with a name like Leuben Pfeiffer, are you any relation to Michelle?
No, which is probably a good thing.
Not for me, it's not. Well, we've been sitting here now for about 5 hours and we've just been waiting, and we literally have not casted a fish since that first fish this morning. And Leuben just looked up the channel. We've been looking that way, but he's just looked up the channel and we can see a black patch of kings coming towards us. Look at that. They're slowly moving towards, so that black patch is what we saw first thing this morning. Now, Leuben and I both want to cast. We are just pumped because we know if we get our poppers in there, we're a big chance, but it's important to wait until you can get your lure behind the school of fish and bring it back through. So, just wait, take your time. Oh my goodness me. So Leuben, are they fish?
They're definitely fish, Paul. I don't know if they're going to come down close. I reckon we might have to...
Look, they're actually moving. They're moving towards the rock wall. What do we do? Do we wait?
Wow. I think we're better off moving down to them, I think.
Okay,
yep.
Okay, we're going to pull the pin. We're actually going to drift towards these fish because there's a definite school of kings there. You can see their tails. Let's do it, mate.
All right.
Come on, look at the fish, Leuben. You can see. Yes!
I think they're on it, Paul.
Oh,
yeah.
Got him! Oh, it's a big fish. Oh,
well done, mate.
How good is
well
that?
Done. Took the sticky. Beautiful. Well done, Paul. Awesome work.
That was just so cool. And in the middle of that we could see big kings. I actually took my popper off that I caught the fish on this morning. I went to a stick bait on Leuben's advice. And Leuben, it took a few goes and you saw one follow it, so I changed my actual retrieve. And we must have just annoyed a fish on it.
I think we did, yeah.
I think we might go forward if we can, please. I said recently, I was actually doing a talk at the Adelaide Fishing, Boating, Camping 4x4 Expo. I said, as an angler, the greatest moment of your life has to be when you've got a bend in your rod. Enjoy the moment. Just because you've got a fishing rod in your hand doesn't mean you have to stand funny or awkward. Just stand up, relax, and watch, enjoy, because this, Leuben, this is as good as it gets almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
That bent rod, and this rod, I've never felt power like I felt in Therese, mate. That's incredible.
Nothing like big kings on lures.
Oh, here he is.
Oh, good fish, mate, good fish.
There's the leader. And just think, 50-pound braid, we're following this fish and he's still dusting us up. Look at him go, how's the power? Oh, look at that fish. Oh.
Cracker.
That's a big fish. Mate, there's only one treble under his chin.
Oh, is there? Unbelievable, eh?
You may have saw the way I dumped the rod tip in the water then. It's all right, just don't get your reel wet and take your time, because most big fish are lost in this situation close to the boat. So Just take our time and see how we go. I don't know where this fish is, guys. I'm too scared to lift the rod, just wait a sec. There we go, that's fine. Well done, team. And what tense moments it is when you can see the fish, but you just can't touch him. Look at that, he's out there on the surface looking at things. Look at that, he's just assessing the situation. Have a look at us. He thinks I'm all right, but he's not sure about you, Lubin.
Thank you very much.
And what a great call on Lubin's behalf to untie and chase this school of fish. Like, I was unsure. He said, Paul, let's commit and do it, and that's what he did. Here he comes. There he is, Lubes, he's ready.
He's ready?
He's ready. We need a bigger net.
Woo!
And let me just say,
well done, mate.
I'm married, but I'm a very happy man. We're going to get this fish out of the net. You're going to come on board. This is Port Augusta. This is Kingfishing, and we are Siriolo Lalande. Well, what a beast of a kingfish. That is just so cool. I cannot believe how lucky I am. Now, I've actually got out of the boat because I love fish. I love fish more than anyone I know, and I want to make sure this big fish swims away just beautifully. So I've spent some time in the water with her, and I'm just waiting for a bit of a kick. Look at that, see that? That means this fish wants to go. So if I just give this fish a little nudge, away it goes. And that is an